All right, let's see. We are live on YouTube. I'm just waiting on the video to connect on my other monitor so I can grab that link and put it in our free business mastermind group so that our members can join us here on YouTube Live conveniently and very easily. All right, there is the link. Let me grab that. All right, let me put it in the group. All right, that is posting up. What did that say? Why am I getting so many error messages today? What's up with that? All right, let me check it out. Okay, I can change the picture later. Okay, let me just make sure I can see the live chat over here on YouTube. All right, I can see it, so we can get started. Welcome to Her First Six Figures Morning Show that is more of an interactive coaching and training experience as part of our free business mastermind group that positions Black and Brown female online service-based entrepreneurs to generate your first six figures by learning how to make the money and create time freedom. This week's blog is at shaycannon.com/decisions. That's shaycannon.com/decisions, because what we have been talking about all week and what we are closing out today is how to turn your business data into operational decisions. All right. So I talk a lot about data driven decisions. You need to stop going off feelings. You need to stop just following what other people do. You need to stop doing what you think. And we need to get data and let the data drive our decisions. Now, that's easy to say, but when you get down to it, then how do we do the data driven decisions, right? We got Dr. Tachi over here on Lord, on YouTube. Good morning, Dr. Tachi. She says she's over here today because she has a meeting in a few minutes. Okay, Dr. Tachi, thank you. Catch the replay for whatever you missed, Dr. Tachi. So on Monday on part one, I actually identified for you the data that you need to be tracking that actually drives growth. Okay. So what we've been talking about this week is four main areas of your business. That's marketing, sales, finances, and operations. And I gave you the top 5 data points that you should be tracking in each of those four areas of your business for actual growth. Okay. So if you want to know more about that, you need to go to Monday's replay of part one. On Tuesday, we took those same data points and we talked about what could go wrong with each of those data points and the decision that you need to make about execution to correct it. So the fix. All right. So if you want to know about the four areas, main areas of your business, marketing, sales, finances, general operations, those 5 top data points for each of those areas, what could go wrong and how to fix it to make a data driven decision for each area, go to part 2 because we laid it out for you. On yesterday, what we talked about was we began our part about execution. Okay. We began the part about execution. So there are a lot of things to do. You could only do one thing at a time to prevent overwhelm. So what I said was make one business decision that matters in each of the four areas. Okay. And what I gave you yesterday were the top 5 things that you could be making decisions about and getting done in each of the four areas of your business. Right. So if you want to know that, go to yesterday's replay. That was part 3. Today is part 4. We are closing out the series. We're going on as execution because half done execution won't scale. Okay. If you never finish anything, okay, you've not done anything for real because it takes you completing things to actually get a result. So let's get into the blog. For entrepreneurs chasing six figures, this is the trap: spending energy thinking through problems instead of solving them. One week it's I need a new sales script. The next week it's maybe I should try a webinar. And somehow both stay half finished. That constant pivoting keeps you busy, but not better. Real momentum comes from choosing one move, executing it fully, and letting that execution show you the next right step. That's that data, okay? Without commitment to action, you're just building a library of half baked plans. And last time we checked, Libraries don't pay invoices, unless you're a librarian, which none of you are, I don't believe, okay? So that's our blog post, which basically is saying there's never ending things to do in your business. But if you never finish anything and then let the data tell you what to do next, you're doing it all wrong. All right. Now, that was the blog. Here on the morning show, we give you more. So I'm going to pull up these show notes because what I have for you today are the top 10 high impact momentum strategies that lead to execution. Okay. There are a number of reasons why you aren't executing or completing your execution. I'm giving you 10 strategies to start momentum so that you can get to the finish line on this execution. All right. Cool. The first strategy, start with the fastest path to revenue. I call this money-making activities, okay? So choose the task that will bring in money the quickest and fully finish it. I need y'all to stop saying, okay, I need a funnel. Then you go do the page, but you haven't done the automated emails to go with it. Then you don't have a funnel, you have a page, okay? So finish it. That revenue fuels everything else and builds proof that action works, okay? Number 2, define done before you begin. Some of y'all start doing stuff and you never get to the end of it because you never knew what the end looked like. You never understood what complete was, okay? Before you start stuff, begin with the end in mind. What is it that you're doing? What marks the end of it? And what is it that you expect as a return on investment, okay? So know what finished looks like before you start. If you can't define it, you'll keep tweaking forever and calling it progress, but you don't know when the end is. Number 3, use the 1 priority per area rule. That's what we talked about yesterday. You got 4 areas of business, main areas. You're supposed to be working on one thing at a time in there. That's the priority thing. We went over how you do the priority on yesterday, okay? So stick to that rule. Stop having 75 things going on because you can't complete them. If you really understood how things work, I think that you could resign yourself to understand we cannot multitask. And in reality, we probably can't even work on 3 things at a time. So we have to do 1 in this area, 1 in this area, 1 in this area, 1 in this area. Okay. So number 4, batch time for execution only. Some of y'all can't execute because you're trying to prep and execute in the same time slot. And most likely that's not going to work. Okay. So create a prep or preparation time block for research and other preparation for tasks. Then block a different dedicated time for the doing. Okay. When you sit down to execute, you shouldn't still be thinking about planning or brainstorming. You shouldn't be learning nothing. You shouldn't be tweaking nothing. It should be, this is the time to execute. So whatever you need to do to prepare, that's a time block before the execution. So if you only allow yourself an hour to think about, brainstorm, and execute, that's not enough time. All right. Number 5, build a next up task list by department, okay, or by area. What you want to do is once you have a task that's fully executed, move immediately to the next highest priority. And what you're going to do is you're going to look at your list. You're going to look at the decisions you need to make for what the priority is. You're going to reprioritize your list every time you go to it and then pull the top one. It is important that you don't keep the same list that you prioritized the last time because anything could have happened that makes something else now the top priority and not what you left at the top. So always reprioritize and then go with the next highest thing. Okay. So the next thing I want you to do, which creates an entirely different list, is limit your idea capture to a list that's not the same list as your execution list. Okay. We get these new ideas all the time. And see, some of us, ADD and ADHD, we're doing one thing and then an idea comes and then we start working on that right quick. And then an idea comes, we start working on that right quick. Get you an ideation list. When you're executing this and you get an idea, pull that list up, add that idea, get back to execution. Okay. So new ideas are great. Write them down on a later ideation list, brainstorm list. Don't review it. Don't think no more about it. Go right back to the execution that you were there to do. All right. Number 7, use visual progress tracking. There is just something that feels good about having a list that you can check off. Okay. Check off as completed as you're doing things. That's like a little celebration, and it builds momentum for you to get the next thing done and the next thing done. It's a reward. Okay. So momentum feels more real when you can see things move from doing to done. It's a small dopamine hit that keeps you finishing. And some of the ways you can do this is you can use a task management platform where you can have a list of tasks and then mark them off. You can use a project management platform. They're more robust, but you can create a board that is just a list of tasks in there. Okay. If you don't want to worry about all of this technology, you can use a Word document. And as you list the stuff as a bullet point, you can use the strike through in your formats to show that you're marking that off. Or you can use a Google Doc, which allows you a check off box and you actually can check it. Okay. Number 8, set a consequence for incompletion. Okay. So if you don't finish the task you chose to prioritize, pause all new tasks until it's done. No skipping ahead. Build discipline that serves your future CEO self. So some of us, we get interrupted, we don't complete stuff, and then we try to do something else, or we try to move forward without completing. And what happens is we realize why we had that on the list as a priority. Okay. So you could do the consequence thing. Or if you're a more positive person and you like positive reinforcement better than a consequence or negative reinforcement, what you can do is add a reward for completion for the task that you have on your list. Okay. So we got this task. We have our preparation time block. We have our execution time block, and we already have in our mind what is going to be our reward when we complete this. Are we going to get to have that dessert we wanted this time? Are we going to get to go buy something? Like, what is going to be your reward that makes it kind of worth it for you as just a quick little reward for getting it done? All right. Number 9, implement a weekly execution review. All right. At the end of each week, review what actually got finished, right? What did you say you were going to finish and what actually got finished? What's the next priority? That reflection prevents you from being scatterbrained. It helps you to recalibrate things, and it gives you a time to actually go through and see what your actual completion rate is. It brings your attention back to stuff. This is what makes our 14-day goals momentum sprint such a success inside our paid membership, because we are looking at these things and going back and looking at these things, and we are cognizant of what we got done, what we didn't get done, what may have to go to the next month. All right. Last but not least is number 10. Track outcome, not just effort. Okay. Track the outcome, not just the effort. Yeah, you checked it off, but what was supposed to be the success of it? Okay. So did it produce a result? If not, is it we need to try harder? Is it that we need to pivot smarter? Like, we have tasks, they have a priority, we completed it, but did it do what we needed it to do? Okay. So we're tracking the outcome and not just the effort. The effort was when we checked it off the list as completed. But to know whether or not we did the right thing, we got to go back and see, did that thing do what it needed to do? All right. So today's question of the day, let me grab it and put it in the chat. And I'm going to come over here to YouTube and put it in the YouTube. Hey, Dr. Latoya, good morning. Oh, there we go. Cool beans. So the question of the day is, which of the momentum strategies to push the needle towards success with the execution of priority tasks do you think will make the most difference in the main areas of your business? Okay. Keith, we're going to start with you. So if you don't put it in chat, you can come off the mic. If you put it in chat, then we'll start with Dr. LaFera. Let me go through your 10 strategies without all the extra as a reminder. All right. So these are the top 10 high impact momentum strategies that lead to execution. All right. Number 1, start with the fastest path to revenue, or MMAs, money making activities. Number 2, define done before you begin. Number 3, use the 1 priority per area business area rule that we discussed yesterday. Number 4, batch time for execution only. Okay, so you should have a time slot for your preparation or research, and then a totally different slot for execution when you can sit down and just start doing it. All right. Number 5, build a next up task queue where you know what's supposed to be next in your priority, even though you're going to check the priorities to update them every time. Number 9, limit idea capture to a separate list than your execution list, okay? And when you get those ideas while you're executing, put it on that list, get back to work. Number 7, use visual progress tracking. All right, momentum feels better when you can track it and check it off in real time, kind of in a tangible way. All right. Number 8, set a consequence for incompletion or set a reward for completion, or both if you want to. Number 9, implement a weekly execution review. Number 10, track your outcome and not just your effort. When you check it off, that's your effort that you completed, but did it do what it was supposed to do? All right. Cool beans. And so Keith has already dropped his in the chat. He said number 2, which is define done before you begin. All right. Cool beans. Yeah, some of us we just implementing in a circle because we never knew what the end looked like. So that's a good one, Keith. Let's go to Dr. LaFera. Dr. LaFera, which of the momentum strategies to push the needle towards success with the execution of priority tasks do you think will make the most difference in the main areas of your business?
Well, I like number 8, having a consequence for incompletion. So all of these were good. I like them. It makes me feel like you teaching us like some I guess some high level progress. What do you call it? High level project management type stuff today.
It kind of is. It kind of is. Yep, you're right. Cool beans. High impact execution on the way. All right. Dr. Ayana, which are the momentum strategies to push the needle towards success with the execution of priority tasks do you think will make the most difference in the main areas of your business? I feel like there's a more concise way to say that because this is tearing me up. But go ahead, Dr. Ayana.
Could you explain number 1 again for me, please, real quickly? I'm sorry.
Oh, no problem. I want you to be clear on all of it. Okay, number 1 was start with the fastest path to revenue, or I call them MMAs, money making activities. So you prioritize things that get you closer to getting money. Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So that number 1 and number 6 and actually number 10 are the ones that I really need. In other words, starting with the fastest path to the revenue, number 1, number 6, limiting the idea capture to a separate list from the execution list, and tracking outcomes, not just effort. I think those would be very useful, but I really think that the reward system of number 8, setting a consequence for incompletion, I think that's a really cute one. Having something to look forward to, having your dessert if you're really complying with what you need to do. I think that would be very, very helpful as well. But I need number 1, number 6, and number 10. So those are the ones that rise to the top for me.
Cool. And number 10, when you start looking at things that way, you'll find that you lead a team better. When you are not just looking at did they complete a task, you're also looking at did the task do what you needed it to do. And I always use the example of the sales team, the appointment setter. You know, people love to say, oh, you need to make 100 calls a day. You need to schedule 10 appointments, right? Because our goal is to get 1 sale per week out of that 10. You know, when you take the numbers down, that's going to be the conversion rate. Well, the problem is checking off that they got in touch with 10 people and checking off that they got 10 calls scheduled does not mean you're going to get a sale from those 10 calls. Do we make sure that those are qualified leads? You know what I'm saying? Do we make sure that they already are in a position to make a buying decision? Like there's so much that goes into it rather than just checking off I made 100 calls and then checking off, we got 10 appointments scheduled. So we have to look at that outcome and not just the task completion. So that is great for teams. That's great for us. So we need to look at stuff that way. Did you want to add anything?
No, thank you. It was such a great example. That really crystallized the concept. Thank you.
No problem. No problem. Kimberly Miles, we know you're probably at the Dream Funder, so put your answer in the chat. Let me see what's going on over here on the YouTube. All right. Dr. Tachi is probably on her call, but Dr. Latoya said, I definitely need to start with the fastest path to revenue and the ideation list. Yes. Let me tell you how I be getting so much clarity and creativity and sparking of new things when I'm already working on one thing. I have to watch it. I really do. I have to watch it. I have now put a creativity block of time at the top of my day now so that I can try to get out this brainstorming at the top of the day so I can focus on actual execution in the production time. But yeah, I'm one of them that think about it like this as a visual. You go to clean in your house or you go to clean out a closet and now you done found old pictures, you done found all this other little stuff and you start playing with this and finding that and oh yeah, I remember this skirt and I wanted to buy this shirt and you going online shopping. You did not get that closet clean because you done went and did everything else just jumping around. Dr. Yana said, God knows that's me. Listen, that's me too. I love the picture of the lady sitting on the I think she's sitting on the floor with her legs out. She got on a crown, she got on a mask, and she's sitting down. She got on a boa and all this other stuff. She was supposed to be cleaning her closet out. She found all this stuff and started playing with it like a kid, and she ain't cleaned nothing. Yeah, that's all of us. All right. Kimberly said, I missed some, but fastest path to revenue and stay with the end in mind. Yep. Then she said, I don't know what the others were, so we'll watch the replay and add comments in the chat. Cool beans. I love it. I love it. All right. This was a great week. And it's probably the last week I'm going to focus on structure and operations because that was my goal for Q2. In June, even though June is a month in Q2, June is really like that halfway point of the year. So I'm going to be talking about something else this coming month. How to turn your business data into operational decisions. We talked about the 4 areas, the 4 top areas or main areas of your business. We talked about the top 5 data points of each one. We talked about what could go wrong with each of those data points and how to fix it to make a data-driven decision. Then we talked about how we can prioritize things in these 4 areas of business so that we can work on one thing that matters the most in each of those areas. And then today, I have taught you how to prioritize momentum to actually get execution done. All right. So does anybody have any questions, any value adds, or any aha moments from this week of operations? Like I've really been breaking operations down for you guys so that you can do better with your business management. Dr. Ayana said, Lord, we halfway through 2025. We are. Keith said it's time to start prepping your business for 2026. It is, which is why we're going to talk about something else next month. But yes, anybody have any questions, any value adds, or any aha moments? You can just come off the mic if you do. All right, cool. So these 10 strategies for momentum for execution, you want these, and there's only 2 ways that you can get them as a list from my notes. And that is number 1, you have to be inside of our free business mastermind group, and they live in the files section. Number 2 way, or the second way, is you can sign up to get the show notes and the show in your email inbox by going to shaycannon.com/show. You will get 2 emails every broadcast day. 1 in the morning to remind you to hop on the YouTube live and join us for the live show. 1 in the afternoon that will give you a link to the replay and a link to the show notes. Now, keep in mind, the show notes have an expiration date, whether they're in the group or the link that's in your email. So make sure you download these things while you're thinking about it, while it's fresh on your mind, all right? Okay, today is our Fuck Up Night virtual happy hour tonight. And so it is usually for the paid membership. They get the full time, but we invite the free group to come in and taste it toward the end. And so your goal is to bring what's fucking up in your business so that we can fix it over drinks, all right? Tomorrow is a Get Shit Done work session. Again, this is a perk of the paid membership, but we allow the free group to come in and taste on the last part of that. And Sunday, members only, okay? And this is that highly valuable 14-day goals momentum sprint. We are ending the one for May, and we're going to start our goals for June. All right. Now, Monday, it's a holiday. It's Memorial Day. No show, no live broadcast. Okay. Now, if you need reminders of when we're not having shows, then you need to sign up at shaycannon.com/show, because those on the list to get the morning show in their email inbox, they get email reminders not to jump on. So if you've been jumping on and then you're like, oh, that's right, we're out today, you probably need to sign up to get the reminders. All right. Cool beans. Well, if you want to know more about me, your host, Shay Cannon, or our highly valuable free business mastermind group, please go to the description below with the link and more details. Also, this was a great episode. Do us a favor and like it. Give us a thumbs up. Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel and check out the other videos in this series. And with that, the studio is closing in 5, 4, 3.